Listen closely. Something precious is slipping away, and most of the world doesn't even notice. Life moves faster than we realize, and in the quiet moments, what truly matters often fades without a warning. Today, I will guide you to open your eyes and awaken to what is at risk before it is lost forever. You will learn the ancient secrets of Shaolin wisdom, the subtle practices of mindfulness, and the principles of personal mastery that protect what is most important in life. These are not common lessons you will find in ordinary teachings. They are hidden truths, passed down through centuries of disciplined practice, designed to sharpen your awareness and strengthen your spirit. By the end of this video, you will understand how to recognize subtle warnings from the universe, how to act with calm and clarity, and how to align your mind, body, and spirit to safeguard the most vital parts of your life. You will discover practices that allow you to notice what others overlook, to see the silent signs that often go ignored, and to act before regret finds its place. There is a reason this message reaches you now. Something important is on the edge of being lost, and your attention, your awareness, and your inner discipline are the keys to saving it. The moments of hesitation may cost more than you realize. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, where the teachings of ancient masters meet the challenges of modern life. Here, we explore the path of self-mastery, mindfulness, and spiritual clarity. Subscribe now and join a community of seekers who are learning to see, act, and protect the sacred in every moment. Stay with me, for what you are about to hear will change the way you notice life, how you value it, and how you defend it before it is gone. In the stillness of a single breath, the world reveals its truth. Most walk through life as if sleepwalking, unaware of the treasures that lie before their eyes. Shaolin masters teach that every moment holds a lesson. Every sensation carries meaning, but only if the mind is fully awake. Distractions are like shadows that cloud the light of what is real. The constant noise of thoughts, the pull of desires, the endless chatter of the outside world, these make us blind. We rush past the fleeting beauty of a sunrise, the subtle glance of a friend, the quiet voice of intuition guiding us. What is precious slips quietly into the shadows, unnoticed until it is gone. The Shaolin path is simple yet profound. Return to the present. Each step, each movement, each heartbeat carries wisdom if observed. To be present is to awaken to life as it is, not as the mind imagines it to be. It is a discipline, a gentle mastery over wandering thoughts. Pause. Observe. Feel the air move through your body, the weight of your feet on the ground, the rhythm of your own heartbeat. In these small acts of attention, clarity emerges. The mind sharpens like a blade honed on the whetstone of awareness. When you train yourself to see the present fully, life no longer slips by unnoticed. You begin to recognize what is truly valuable, and you notice the subtle warnings that whisper of loss before it arrives. The world slows, not because time changes, but because your perception awakens. A single mindful breath can open your eyes to a lifetime of lessons. Each moment becomes a teacher, each experience a doorway to understanding. The path of awareness is quiet, patient, and demanding, but it is also the path that allows you to grasp what is real, what is lasting, and what deserves your full attention. True value often hides beneath layers of distraction. Many spend their lives chasing fleeting pleasures, clinging to objects, opinions, and approvals that vanish as quickly as they appear. The mind, entangled in these trivialities, loses sight of what endures, the essence of life that cannot be bought, forced, or fabricated. Ancient masters taught that attachment clouds judgment. When the heart is tied to the ephemeral, clarity fades. Decisions become reactions, and the soul drifts from what is sacred. Shaolin wisdom emphasizes discipline not only in body but in mind, the ability to see beyond passing desires, to discern the difference between what fades and what remains. Mindfulness is the key. By observing thoughts and impulses without surrendering to them, a person learns to separate the urgent from the essential. Each breath, each pause is a chance to witness the mind's patterns, to notice which attachments serve growth and which lead to distraction. In stillness, the illusions of scarcity and fear begin to dissolve, revealing what is truly precious. There is also a subtle voice, divine guidance, intuition, or the quiet prompting of conscience that often warns when something important is slipping away. It appears in moments of unease, sudden clarity, or unexpected insight. To ignore it is to risk loss. To heed it is to protect the heart's most vital treasures. The path of recognition is not passive. It requires vigilance, patience, and the courage to release what cannot endure. Yet within this practice lies freedom, freedom from illusion, from needless fear, and from the chaos of attachment. What remains after the dust settles is clarity, presence, and the awareness of life's enduring truths. By cultivating this vision, one learns not only to preserve what matters, but to live with a depth and calm that few ever achieve. Discipline is often mistaken for restriction, but in the teachings of the ancients, it is a shield. Shaolin masters understand that true discipline extends far beyond the body. It is the steady training of the mind, the quiet cultivation of the spirit, and the deliberate shaping of habits that guard the soul against chaos and loss. In the monastery, every motion, every routine is purposeful. The morning bell calls not just to awaken the body, but to awaken awareness. Meditation hones focus and strengthens the mind, preparing it to respond rather than react. Physical training tempers patience and perseverance. Each repetition is not merely exercise, it is a lesson in consistency, attention, and vigilance. Discipline serves as protection because it creates boundaries within which life can be observed and understood. A mind trained to remain steady in the face of temptation or distraction sees what is truly important. Habits, when rooted in intention, act as guardians, preventing fleeting impulses from eroding what has real value. What might otherwise be lost in a moment of carelessness or desire is preserved through the quiet rigor of repeated practice. The ancients often spoke of discipline as a form of armor for the soul. It is not rigid or oppressive. It is flexible, responsive, and aware. It allows the spirit to move freely while remaining grounded. The smallest disciplined act, pausing before speaking, choosing patience over reaction, dedicating time to reflection, becomes a force that safeguards treasures invisible to the untrained eye. Trust, integrity, clarity, and the precious moments that define life. In this way, discipline is not a burden, but a sanctuary. It teaches that protection begins within, that the mastery of one's own mind and actions is the first line of defense. By embracing it, one learns to preserve what matters, to navigate the world with calm precision, and to ensure that nothing of true worth slips silently away. There's a quiet voice that speaks between the beats of the heart, in the still spaces where the mind grows silent. Ancient sages called it intuition. The Shaolin masters understood it as the spirit's gentle guidance. These subtle warnings often arrive as fleeting feelings, sudden hesitations, or moments of inexplicable clarity. They are whispers of what could be lost, or what requires attention, easily overlooked by those who move too quickly through life. In the teachings of old, one is trained to notice these signs, not with fear, but with presence. To sense a shift in energy, a pause in thought, or a sudden unease is to receive a message from a deeper awareness. The world of spirit communicates softly, and only those disciplined enough to listen can understand. Ignoring these nudges can mean missing opportunities to protect what matters, while trusting them allows one to act with foresight and wisdom. The practice is subtle but deliberate. Still, the mind, watch the body's responses, observe the patterns of thought and feeling. A slight tension, a flicker of doubt, a surge of clarity, these are signals. They are not random, they are guidance, offering direction before circumstances force urgency. Shaolin discipline sharpens the senses to these quiet moments, transforming ordinary awareness into profound insight. When intuition speaks, hesitation can be costly. Action taken with calm and clarity preserves what could otherwise be lost. It does not require grand gestures. It requires attention, courage, and alignment with the deeper self. Over time, listening to these warnings becomes a form of mastery, an inner vigilance that protects life's most valuable treasures. The silent messages are always present, waiting for the eyes and heart to open. Those who heed them walk a path where loss is minimized and the sacred is kept intact, guided by the quiet wisdom that the world often overlooks. Life flows like water, never pausing, never returning exactly as it was. The ancients understood that clinging to what passes only brings suffering. Shaolin teachings speak of detachment, not as indifference but as clarity, the ability to value deeply without being imprisoned by desire or fear. When the heart holds too tightly, it loses balance, and the mind becomes clouded. Non-attachment allows one to see life clearly. It teaches that the beauty of a moment is not diminished by its impermanence, rather, impermanence gives it meaning. To grasp without clinging is to embrace fully, to experience love, joy, and success, without letting them define or bind the spirit. This practice is subtle, requiring discipline and awareness. Each day offers opportunities to observe what the mind clings to, whether possessions, relationships, or fleeting achievements, and to gently release the hold, returning to calm observation. Acceptance works hand in hand with detachment. By acknowledging that change is inevitable, the mind stops resisting life's natural rhythm. Shaolin masters often describe this as a river's path. Water does not fight the stones or the bends. It flows, adapting, powerful yet serene. Similarly, the one who accepts impermanence moves through life with grace and resilience. Wisdom arises when the heart understands that loss is natural, and freedom comes from releasing the illusion of control. Through detachment and acceptance, presence deepens, awareness sharpens, and the mind no longer chases shadows. Discipline in thought and action creates space for clarity, and the spirit rests in the understanding that nothing lasting can be forced. What remains is a steadiness that protects what truly matters: inner peace, discernment, and the ability to engage fully with life without being ensnared by what must inevitably change. In this quiet mastery lies strength greater than any external possession. The mind often moves faster than reason. A sudden word, a fleeting emotion, or a passing desire can spark reactions that later bring regret. Ancient teachings remind us that the greatest battles are not fought in the world outside, but within, the struggle to master impulses before they control the heart. Shaolin masters cultivate a deliberate pause, a mindful gap between stimulus and response. This pause is neither hesitation nor weakness. It is the space where awareness rises, where the mind observes without judgment. Meditation, breath control, and focused movement train the practitioner to notice the first stirrings of impulse, the tension in the body, the racing thought, the subtle urge before action takes hold. In this silence, wisdom has a voice. Every decision, every choice is a doorway. Acting without awareness can shatter relationships, squander opportunities, or allow what is valuable to slip away unnoticed. Yet, with mastery over impulses, each step becomes measured, each word considered, and each moment intentional. The heart learns to respond rather than react, preserving what is precious and maintaining clarity in the face of chaos. This discipline is not instantaneous. It grows through repeated practice, through the patient observation of thought and habit. A single mindful breath in the midst of agitation can prevent a lifetime of regret. The body becomes an instrument of awareness, the mind a guardian of what matters most. In mastering impulses, one cultivates freedom, the freedom to act with integrity, to protect what is sacred, and to move through life without being pulled by every whim or fear. The quiet power of restraint is stronger than the fleeting satisfaction of reaction. It is in this disciplined presence, this conscious pause, that the soul preserves its treasures and walks the path of true mastery, shielded from the loss that comes to those who act blindly. Gratitude is more than a feeling, it is a lens through which life is seen clearly. The ancients understood that when the heart truly notices what it has, it also becomes aware of what could be lost. Shaolin wisdom teaches that attention to the present moment and appreciation of its gifts strengthens both the mind and the spirit. A heart attuned to gratitude is alive, alert, and capable of recognizing the subtle signs that guide action and preserve what matters. Small, Deliberate practices cultivate this awareness. Begin each day by acknowledging a single blessing, however quiet or simple it may seem. Notice the warmth of sunlight, the rhythm of your breath, or the presence of those who care for you. Reflect on moments that brought clarity, joy, or learning, and allow the mind to linger on them without rushing forward. These practices are not rituals for distraction. They are exercises in seeing life as it is, in understanding the depth of what surrounds you. Gratitude sharpens perception. When the heart is grounded in appreciation, the mind is less swayed by trivial concerns or fleeting desires. It becomes easier to discern what is essential and to act in ways that honor the true value of life. Opportunities appear more clearly, and the warning signs of potential loss are recognized before they grow into regret. This attentiveness transforms ordinary experiences into lessons of mastery. A mindful pause to appreciate a meal, a conversation, or a moment of solitude trains the spirit to notice patterns, understand timing, and act with wisdom. Gratitude, when practiced with discipline, becomes a shield against carelessness and a guide toward presence. Each acknowledgement of what is present strengthens the ability to protect it, creating a life where blessings are neither overlooked nor taken for granted. Through this cultivation, the mind and heart grow aligned, awake, and capable of navigating the world with clarity and depth. In the midst of noise and constant motion, silence becomes a rare treasure. The masters of Shaolin understood that true guidance often speaks only in quiet. It is in the stillness between breaths, in the calm of a mind that pauses, that the subtle truths of life reveal themselves. Without this inner silence, the heart is overwhelmed by urgency, distraction, and the endless chatter of the world. Reflection is the path to clarity. By sitting quietly and observing the mind, one begins to distinguish between what demands attention and what merely clamors for it. Not every thought, every impulse, or every worry holds value. Some are fleeting shadows meant to pass without influence. Through disciplined reflection, the patterns of life, the signs of what is truly important, and the gentle nudges of intuition become visible. The practice is ancient yet simple. A moment of quiet in the morning, a pause before responding, a deliberate breath to center the mind, these cultivate the ability to step back and observe. Like a river that slowly reveals the stones beneath its surface, inner stillness uncovers what lies beneath the noise of daily life. Priorities emerge naturally when the mind is trained to see, and decisions are guided by insight rather than impulse. In this space, wisdom grows. The urgent loses its grip over the heart, and the trivial fades into perspective. Each reflection strengthens discernment, teaching when to act, when to wait, and when to let go. The world continues its endless rhythm, but the one who cultivates inner silence moves with clarity, responding to life from a place of mastery rather than reaction. In the calm of reflection, the mind sees the path ahead, recognizes what must be protected, and finds the courage to focus on what truly matters. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to act despite it. Ancient teachings remind us that the moments demanding our greatest bravery are often quiet, unseen, and personal. The decision to protect, to save, or to correct what is precious requires more than impulse. It requires clarity, discipline, and alignment of mind, body, and spirit. Shaolin wisdom emphasizes that awareness alone is not enough. To recognize what is at risk is the first step. The next is deliberate, disciplined action. The mind may hesitate, the heart may tremble, yet the practice of mastery teaches that decisive movement preserves what otherwise could vanish. In action, even when accompanied by knowledge, can allow loss to become permanent. Courage in this sense is both practical and spiritual. Each step taken to safeguard what matters is an exercise in alignment. Intention meets awareness, strength meets patience, and timing meets discernment. The ancients spoke of this as walking the path with a steady heart, responding to life's urgencies without being consumed by fear or distracted by trivialities. Every choice to act wisely is a small victory over chaos. Whether it is speaking the truth, extending forgiveness, or protecting what cannot speak for itself, Each courageous act is a thread woven into the fabric of a life lived with purpose. The disciplined mind perceives the stakes. The refined spirit understands the value, and the aligned heart moves without hesitation. In this harmony, courage becomes natural. It is not loud or reckless. It is quiet, resolute, and deeply rooted in understanding. Action guided by awareness prevents irreversible loss, turning potential regret into preserved wisdom, potential fear into measured strength. The one who masters this courage walks lightly but firmly, ever attentive to what must be defended, ever ready to act when the moment demands. True protection begins within. The ancients understood that the mind, body, and spirit are not separate forces, but threads of a single living fabric. When they move in harmony, clarity sharpens, focus deepens, and the ability to discern what is precious becomes effortless. External effort alone cannot safeguard what matters. Only an integrated self, disciplined, aware, and aligned can. Shaolin masters cultivated this alignment through daily practices that unify thought, movement, and intention. Every stance, every breath, every meditative pause serves a purpose beyond the physical. The body becomes a mirror of the mind, steady and attentive. The mind becomes a guardian of the spirit, calm and discerning. The spirit, nourished by reflection and presence, guides action with wisdom rather than impulse. When these elements move together, life itself becomes transparent. Distractions lose their grip, trivial fears dissolve, and the subtle signals of what is at risk are recognized before they escalate. The discipline that owns the body, the mindfulness that steadies the mind, and the reflection that strengthens the spirit work together as a single force, an internal shield against loss and chaos. Alignment also fosters flow. Decisions arise naturally, action follows clarity, and energy is directed precisely where it is needed. This harmony cannot be forced. It is cultivated through patience, practice, and awareness. Like a river that moves around obstacles without struggle, a balanced mind-body-spirit adapts, perceives, and responds with precision. In this state, protection is not a matter of external control or desperate effort. It is a product of mastery, an inner architecture that supports presence, discernment, and calm decisiveness. What is truly valuable in life is preserved not through resistance to the world, but through the quiet, steady power of a self in alignment. Here, the heart acts freely, the mind sees clearly, and the spirit moves with unwavering purpose. The message has always been simple yet profound. Awakening begins with awareness. Life is fleeting, and what is truly precious can be lost in a single moment of distraction or hesitation. By noticing the present, acting with discipline, and protecting what matters, the heart finds strength and the mind finds clarity. Alignment with deeper guidance, whether divine, intuitive, or the quiet voice of the spirit, ensures that each choice honors what is truly valuable. Every practice of mindfulness, every pause to reflect, every act of courage strengthens this inner mastery. These are not grand gestures, but small, deliberate steps that weave awareness into the rhythm of daily life. They remind us that protection, clarity, and peace arise from within, not from the chaos of the outside world. Let this be a gentle invitation. Cultivate presence, observe what is slipping, and act with calm intention. Let discipline, reflection, and gratitude guide your decisions. Allow the harmony of mind, body, and spirit to become your shield, preserving what cannot be replaced. If this message resonates, carry it forward in your own life. Practice awareness, honor the lessons of the moment, and embrace the path of personal mastery before what matters most slips quietly away. Thank you for joining us on Shaolin Soulfire. If you feel the wisdom of these teachings, subscribe to our channel and continue walking the path of clarity, discipline, and inner strength. Let your heart remain steady, your mind alert, and your spirit aligned today and every day.